Hello everyone, this is the latest update here in the Western Pacific. It is the September 28, 2011, 8:30 Zulu, 4:30 p.m. Philippine time, 5:30 p.m. Japan time. Right now we're watching Typhoon Nesat, or former Pedring, actually exited the Philippine Area of Responsibility about 2 hours ago. And also we're watching this tropical storm Nalgae, still outside the PAR, but could actually threaten northern Luzon by this weekend. Just a heads up, tropical depression Haitang has actually dissipated now over Laos. Dissipated over yesterday. We gave our final update yesterday too, and recent rainfall reports from Indochina, Laos, Vietnam, and Thailand range from around 100 to 250 millimeters, so right around our forecast for that area. Now moving on to the main update, we'll start with Typhoon Nesat. Pedring, as I said, is exited the Philippine Area of Responsibility now. Last located approximately 630 kilometers northwest of Manila, right over here, or around 540 kilometers southeast of Hong Kong, which is right around here. Nesat has weakened to Category 1 typhoon with maximum sustained winds 120 gusting to 165 kph. The storm is moving west-northwestward at 20 kilometers per hour towards perhaps Hainan over here in southern China. Taking a look at the wide view here, 2 kilometer resolution image, and you can see this huge circulation, really very big storm. You can see the center right over here, the Philippines right over here. You can see weather has begun to clear. We still have some clouds especially in the western half of Luzon and also here in Palawan. And again, you have to remember the southwest monsoon being induced by Nesat will continue to bring scattered showers, particularly here in western Luzon and also parts of western Visayas and Palawan. But for the most part, weather should begin to clear out now. Conditions should be improving. And as high pressure builds in around these parts as the storm moves away. But you can see here also the convective activity in the infrared. Again, the very big circulation of Nesat over the South China Sea. Again, it has become disrupted due to the land interaction with Luzon, but still we're seeing some pretty decent activity. Still some high cloud tops on the southeastern periphery, and also some banding trying to wrap around the storm. This is evident as well here in the 89 GHz microwave image taken roughly around 3 hours ago. You can see this banding trying to wrap around again, but you can see it has become disrupted and fragmented due to the land interaction, which usually happens with typhoons that crosses the mountainous terrain of Luzon. Not really surprised by this, but in terms of overall organization, you can see the lower levels still pretty decent looking. You see the banding as well. See the center is right over here, so it is maintaining that core that and as I said, still is a typhoon and could still re-strengthen and re-intensify as it moves across the South China Sea. I'm just going over the news here over the Philippines. As of 11 a.m., we still have 3 provinces under signal number 1, Pangasinan, Zambales, and La Union. Although I would assume that by 5 p.m. update, Pagasa would drop all of these signal warnings due to Pedring being away from the Philippines, now being away from PAR. Just some running numbers here in casualties. You have 20 people killed, unfortunately, 5 in Manila. Also dozens of missing, mostly fishermen. Also those people swept in rivers and rising waters. Also have hundreds of thousands still in evacuation centers, although most of them are leaving us. Tune in this morning. Some towns in Aurora and Isabela here in the northeastern part of Luzon, which was the landfall point by Nesat, still have some isolated towns over there. But again, as I said, the weather should clear out and should allow the authorities to reach them and help them with whatever they need there. In terms of the heaviest rainfall amounts, The highest reports we've seen here around the Subic area, around 450 millimeters of rain in 24 hours. Also here in Baguio City, reporting more than 250 millimeters in 24 hours. Just as we forecasted before making landfall, those numbers match well with what we said in terms of rainfall. Now, in terms of forecast for Nesat, again, it is moving now away from the Philippines and could approach Hainan by Friday morning. Actually, northern part of Hainan, or perhaps actually into the Leju Peninsula. It will track well south of Hong Kong, so don't have to worry about that. Although again, the huge circulation could still bring some gusty winds, strong surf, and some scattered rain showers through parts of Hong Kong and Macau and most of southern China. But the focus right now here is Hainan, which could be the landfall point within the next 36 to 48 hours. And JTWC also showing the same thing, landfall here in northern half of Hainan as a perhaps say strong category 1 typhoon, just below category 2. Actually, you can see the peak maximum winds here from JTWC right around 80 knots right before landfall. So yeah, we not really expecting this to re-intensify much, but probably going to gain a little bit more strength over the next few hours. But in terms of Cat 3 or major typhoon status, that is unlikely. But let's not underestimate this storm. Definitely, you've seen what happened with the Philippines, but especially here in Manila, in terms of rain and strong winds there. So that is the forecast for Nesat. Moving on to the other system we're watching, Tropical Storm Nalgae, and still outside the Philippine Area of Responsibility, but see the last location around 1,730 kilometers east-northeast of Manila, so still far away from the Philippines. Maximum sustained winds have increased now to 75 kph and upgraded to tropical storm this morning. Maximum gusts up to 105. Nalgae is moving westward at 10 kph, so it's been moving very slowly for the past 24 hours. It meanders just outside the PAR under that strong ridge to the north, which is blocking the storm from moving poleward. This is also the 2 kilometer resolution, showing you the wide view here. You see the Philippines right over here, and the Micronesian Islands, and you can see the storm. This is actually a pretty small storm, right around I'd say 300 kilometers in diameter, so pretty small, and still has a chance to intensify definitely, perhaps into typhoon before it approaches the Philippines. The PAR, or Philippine Area of Responsibility, is this line right around here, 135 east longitude, and you can see the center right over here, so it's still, I'd say, around maybe 200-300 kilometers away from the PAR. Should enter that tomorrow morning, and it will be named Tropical Storm Kiel by Pag-asa. In terms of organization, you can see the infrared image here in the showing you how tiny the storm is. Actually, the most intensive convection happening right over the center. Still have some good outflow to the north. Actually, we can see this empty area to the west, and this is what's inhibiting the storm as of the moment, with not really helping it in terms of establishing that poleward outflow. But we have seen an slight improvement over the past 6 hours. And microwave image also actually depicting a very impressive core here. You can see the eye wall, not really an eye wall, but establishing that eye wall. You can see the northern periphery, beginning to be really well defined now. We still want this to wrap around in order to be, to really see a well defined eye out of this, but it's getting there. The intensification rate will be slow for the next 24 to 36 hours, but is forecast to ramp up in terms of intensification as it heads across the Philippine Sea. The warm waters here over the east of the Philippines really helping typhoons to intensify at a very quick pace, and it is also being depicted here. You can see the high ocean heat content right over here inside the PAR, and by then it will have maybe 3 days over warm waters. It will definitely help it intensify into typhoon status. Wind shear light to moderate here and 10 to 20 knots, but this is expected to weaken slightly, so that would allow Nalgae to really develop and organize that. However, the main inhibiting factor here, as I said a while ago, is this dry air and subsidence over the northwestern side. See the outflow to the north here into a Tut cell, and also here to the east, allowing the storm to maintain its intensity despite being very small. Now, JTWC is forecasting this feature to improve and to fill in terms of water vapor. Here you can see the water vapor image that will move away, this blue colored area, improve in terms of environment for Nalgae, and as I said, will allow us to intensify into a typhoon status. As for the track, the critical part of the forecast here for Nalgae, as you can see this computer model tracks, latest computer models, most of them actually showing this tracking across northern Luzon. You can see the UK Met, this brown line here, being the outlier at the moment, showing Nalgae tracking towards central Luzon. It's pretty unlikely actually in terms of the consensus. The Euro model actually brings Nalgae just north of actually making landfall in the extreme northern Luzon, particularly here in Cagayan, passing perhaps through Apari and into Ilocos Norte as a strong typhoon as well, being depicted by that model. Forecasting agencies start here with JMA, actually bringing Nalgae just offshore, perhaps into the Calayan Group of Islands, into Luzon Strait, as a potential typhoon as well, being forecasted by JMA, and then showing this moving towards South China Sea. The closest pass, according to this map, would be around late Sunday afternoon into the evening hours, Philippine time there. Then we'll exit Luzon again by early Monday. JTWC showing the same thing, although actually brushing Ilocos Norte by Sunday morning as a typhoon as well. You can see the peak intensity at around 75 knots before landfall. So around Category 1 typhoon, still strong typhoon, no doubt, but we still have to see. This is a very tiny storm, so the in terms of effects compared to Nesat, probably not as widespread, and the winds and rains will not be spread out that much. But for those areas here in extreme northern Luzon, particularly Cagayan, so Ilocos Norte, have to watch the developments for this. And you can see also the cone of uncertainty, still including Manila, much of central and southern Luzon. You can still head either way. Forecasts do change, and we still have around 4 days away from potential landfall. So please do expect changes, and that's why we're here to really update you guys every day, every regular updates. Just keep it right here for those. So that concludes the update for today. We have another update tomorrow, same time. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, just email us with philippineweather@yahoo.com, and also here on the YouTube page. And also, if you have reports of storm reports in your area, pictures, videos, or anything, just share it with us. Try to include those in our updates. So until the next video, stay safe.